So welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Eric and I'm a financial strategist. The name of our company is National Business Builders. And today I'm going to attempt to share with you the difference between a budget and a financial plan. And although both are important, I believe once you see this presentation or this display, once you see this, I believe that you will agree that a budget without a financial plan is just simply doing what a budget is supposed to do. And that's just tell your money where to go, how much you're going to spend on a certain thing. For example, entertainment, groceries, eating out, things like that. That's what a budget does. But without a financial plan, a budget is just going to tell your money where to go. So let's talk about the difference between a budget and a financial plan. And if you guys are new to the platform, do me a favor. Make sure you like and follow. If you're on our YouTube or our Facebook, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our channel or like our Facebook. Here's the thing, guys. We have access to budgets. A lot of people have access to budgets, and it makes it so much easier for people to do budgets. As a matter of fact, it is more likely that somebody is going to be attracted to a budget than they would be to a financial plan. Think about it. A budget is short term. Okay, budget is short term. It's for the right now. It tells you where to spend your money weekly, monthly, quarterly, even for a year. But a financial plan is something that not everybody's going to be introduced to. When you think about a financial plan, a lot of people think about a financial advisor. They think about a financial planner. And let's be honest, most people are intimidated by financial planners and financial advisors. Many of us have been taught not to talk about money. And we don't have, to be honest, everybody don't have a great relationship with money. So when you start talking about a financial plan, it gets kind of scary because that financial plan is long term. You're talking about, where do I see myself in 5, 10, or 20 years? How am I going to live? Am I going to be able to continue the same lifestyle? A financial plan is about financial independence. It's about financial freedom. And it is also about building wealth. But when you talk about a financial plan, people kind of scatter. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a resource with you, a company that my wife and I, we partnered with about 9 years ago, roughly 9 years ago, and we've been connected to them ever since. And they teach personal financial education, which is why National Business Builders was founded, to teach business building, financial education, both personal and business education. We also deal with business credit, business funding as well. But anything that is basic on the finance side, that's what we deal with in National Business Builders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once again, explain to you what a financial plan is versus a budget. Now, a financial plan is a long-term plan. It defines the financial direction and our vision for our money, our finances. What do we want to be in the next 5, 10, or 20 years? Now, a budget is just, it's also a plan, but it's a short-term plan. And it tells our money where to go. It tells us what we're going to be spending our money on. Are we going to be spending our money on going out to eat? Are we going to be spending our money on shopping? Are we going on vacation? What are we going to do? That is budgeting. And I want you to think about this. Would you decide to take a trip? Would you decide to take a vacation and budget for that vacation? You're going to put some money aside. You're going to say, hey, you know what? When I get there, I'm going to already have my money set aside. I know what type of entertainment I'm going to spend my money on. I know how many times I'm going to go out to eat. I've checked out a couple of different places, and I know what I want to spend my money on, the excursions. That's a budget. But would you go somewhere and not know where you're going? Would you go somewhere and not have a plan? How many people would get on the road to take a trip to a destination and not have a map? Well, that's your financial plan. Your financial plan is a roadmap. And when you have a roadmap, a detailed plan of how you want your life to go, how you want your finances to be, it's a totally different idea. So as I share this on YouTube, guys, you can go to our YouTube channel by simply going to if you're on TikTok, you can go to the link in our description. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. You can go to the link in our description and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see this again live in YouTube. So I just ask that you guys go and subscribe. Help us to get our followers up and our subscribers up on our YouTube channel, and also go to our Facebook as well and support us there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I am streaming to YouTube and my Facebook. So I'm going to share my screen as you guys can see this later on, and you'll be able to check this out. Okay, you'll be able to check this out. So right now, the company, and I'm not here to hide, or I'm not here to hide, or try to be secretive about who we're connected to. Let me go ahead and change. Let me see if I can. Here you go. Flip my screen. I got to take the background off first, and then flip my screen. Y'all don't judge me. I'm trying to make this as smoothly as possible. Okay. And here I am going to turn my camera off because I don't want you guys to, I don't want you to look at me right now with this camera inside. So there we go. And I'm going back to share. Give me 1 second, be patient. Here we go. Now, the name of the company that we connected with some 9 years ago, the name of the company is MyEcon. MyEcon is a personal financial success company, and it shares a various amount of financial tools for people and individuals who have a business or who want to improve their personal finances. So now, if that's you and you want to connect, definitely take some time to connect with us. If you want to connect, if you're just looking, keep on looking. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to share this short video with you guys and see if you can see this, if it makes sense.
Retirement can be the most rewarding phase of your life, but achieving those golden years requires careful planning and preparation. The cash flow strategist is your trusted companion on the road to financial freedom. With this innovative tool, you can build a solid plan to reach your retirement goals with ease and confidence. The cash flow strategist gathers essential information about your financial situation, empowering you to make informed decisions. It starts by understanding your aspirations for retirement. By entering your desired monthly income at retirement, the cash flow strategist helps you create a roadmap to turn those dreams into reality. When you input the date you plan to retire and enter the approximate value of your current investment portfolio, the cash flow strategist begins to analyze your current situation accurately. To further refine your plan, additional factors are considered. Expected income from Social Security and how much you are investing monthly are incorporated to create a customized blueprint for your financial goals. Debt and expenses also play a significant role in your financial well-being. By inputting this information, the cash flow strategist helps you evaluate how they impact your retirement goals. The powerful algorithm crunches all these numbers, evaluating your financial landscape and determining if you're on track to hitting your target retirement goal. If you're right on track, congratulations! You're already building a strong foundation for your retirement. But if adjustments are needed, don't worry, the cash flow strategist provides clear recommendations on what is required to achieve your goals. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're on the right path to the retirement of your dreams. With the cash flow strategist, you can unlock your financial potential and create a future filled with joy and abundance. Start planning your financial retirement goals today with the cash flow strategist. Remember, the future belongs to those who plan for it.
So guys, everybody knows that anything that we decide to do is going to take a mindset shift. It's going to take a change in the way that we think. Anytime someone wants to accomplish some goals, you have to set some parameters. You have to think about the objectives that you want to set to reach those goals, because you may not reach that goal completely. But if the closer that you get to that goal, because you've shifted your mindset, the way that you think specifically about money, it's going to make a lot more difference to you. Now, there are a lot of people, I'm just going to say this, there are a lot of people who are not ready for what I'm sharing. And for those of you who are not ready for what I'm sharing, just do me a favor. Pay attention. Feel free to drop questions in the comments, and I will answer the comments as quickly and as clearly as I can as I share this overview. But I want you to understand something. There's going to always be someone who is not prepared to make a change or a shift in their lives. Living paycheck to paycheck is not a requirement to say that, hey, I made it through the struggle. Not having a financial plan for your finances and for your future means that you are planning. Ultimately, you're planning to fail, and some people don't even know it. Now, this is not this is not meant to be a negative conversation, but you should consider having a financial plan, whether you connect with us or whether you decide to connect with someone else. And just let's just be honest. For all of the Excel spreadsheet gurus, that is not going to be as nearly as accurate as what we're going to go over today. So this is the cash flow strategist. Okay, I know it says cash flow manager, but inside of the cash flow manager is the cash flow strategist. This is going to talk to you about how you can enter your information, your debt, your desired income, your expenses, and how much money you want to have when you retire, how much you are going to need to retire. Now, this is going to be as accurate as the information that you input. However, this is also going to be an eye opener to a lot of people. Now, when you get this access to this program, and once again, you would have to connect with us to get access to this program, and I will share with you how you can get access after we're done. When you get access to this program, I'm going to personally walk you through this if you allow me to. We're going to go to the system. We're going to create new. Click on create new. What we're essentially doing is we are essentially creating a new cash flow manager. Okay. This is a file. We're creating a new cash flow manager. And the great thing about this is that you can create as many cash flow managers as cash flow strategists. The great thing about it is you can create as many cash flow strategists as you want. This is a fluid document, which means it can change, and oftentimes it will change. It's going to change with things that goes on in your life, and it could change with the economy. However, I'm going to name this Retirement Freedom Goal. The reason why I'm naming it is because when I go and save this, I want to be able to go and find it immediately and go back and reference it. Okay. So I'm going to make my screen a tad bit bigger so you guys can see the questions. Now, by a show of number twos in the comments, how many of you have never spoken to a financial advisor? Type of number 2 if you have never talked to a financial advisor or a financial planner. And as you type that number 2 in or not, we're going to talk about some of the questions that should be asked of you from a financial planner. Okay. So now here's the thing. You want to know your top 5 financial goals. So there should be some type of starting point. Let's just be honest. Many of us don't possess the financial intelligence to make these long-term decisions. So we have to start somewhere. And this is the seed that I'm planting. What are your financial goals? Place a number 1 through 5 in the boxes below. So I'm going to use a guy that I like to use. His name is Willie Wealth. Okay. We're going to use Willie Wealth for an example. And Willie Wealth has been tussling with the fact that he's working paycheck to paycheck. He's been tussling with the fact that he doesn't know where he wants to be, and he doesn't know how to get where he doesn't want to be. So he does know he wants to make some type of financial change in his life, but he just doesn't know how to do it. Here is the cash flow strategist. And Willie Wealth wants to make more money. He wants to buy a new home. Willie Wealth wants to pay off some debt. He even wants to save for some retirement. Okay. And he wants to go traveling. So maybe not in that order, but we gotta as a financial strategist, I have to help Willie Wealth make the decision or the best decisions that he can to get access to what he wants. Absolutely. It is a lot of people. Here's the issue though, Just T. A lot of people will not admit that they don't know because it's embarrassment. Okay. But I'm here to share with you right now. So what are your financial goals, Willie Wealth? Well, Willie Wealth says, I want to increase my income. Well, I said, well, Willie Wealth, before you can increase your income, I recommend that you reduce your taxes. And he says, why? I said, well, you know what, Willie Wealth? Taxes are your biggest expense. Taxes are our biggest expense. We go to work, we get taxed, we get paid. When we go buy groceries, we get taxed. When we go buy clothes, we get taxed. When we go out to eat, we get taxed. When we pay for everything we pay for, we get taxed. So if we can lower our taxes, our cash flow is going to increase. Cash flow is the amount of money that we have left over after all of our expenses are paid. So once we can lower our taxes, now we can work on increasing our income because we've already began to lower our taxes to increase our cash flow. So Willie Wealth says, cool. So next thing is we're going to type in increase the income. Now, Willie Wealth wants to buy a new home. He wants to build, well, he wants to buy a new home. He wants to save for college for his kids. He wants to pay off some debts and build for retirement assets. Now, I'm telling Willie, hey, listen, Willie, I realize that you want to get out of debt, and getting out of debt is really important to a lot of people because debt is stressful. As a matter of fact, if you're in debt right now and you are behind and people are calling you, it can be a stress or a strain on your lifestyle. But I have to explain to Willie that if you don't pay yourself first, getting out of debt is irrelevant. If you pay everybody that you owe and it takes you 10 or 15 years to get out of debt, but you've stacked not one investment dollar, then you have to start at the year 15 that you get out of debt to start building retirement assets. And if Willie Wealth is 35 years of age right now, and he waits until 15 years to start building a retirement asset, he's going to start at 50. So I have explained to Willie, and he understands that building retirement assets is a little bit more important than getting out of debt. Okay. Now we're going to put number 4 at getting out of debt, number 5 at buying a new home. And then I know it says 1 through 5, but we're going to do a number 6 right here because Willie has expressed that he wants to travel. Okay. And it doesn't matter. You can put any amount of numbers that you want because this is for you. Okay. This is for you. So now the first thing that Willie's going to focus on is reducing his taxes. And we're going to talk about that. The way Willie's going to reduce his taxes is we're going to work with Willie on his job on how to correctly fill out his W-4 so he can bring home more take-home pay. The other thing that we're going to work on Willie is starting a home-based business because now he can reduce his taxes in his lifestyle, not just on his job. Then as he reduces his taxes, he's going to automatically increase his cash flow. He's going to increase his cash flow. Once he increases his cash flow, we're going to work on helping him to make some positive revenue in his business. Okay. Now that's more income. And we're going to, once again, look at his retirement assets and ways to build retirement. Then he can create a debt elimination plan. And then he can, buy his new home and make it to where he's not stressed financially. And he can start to travel. Okay. So now let's go down to the second part. The second part is retirement freedom goal. Here's another scary part of life. Do me a favor. Type a number 3. Type a number 3 if you know when you want to retire. My bad. Let me retract that question. Type a number 3 in the comments if you know when you are going to retire. Yes, I did, Just T. That was the last conversation you probably joined. Type a number 3 in the comments. Okay, so now type a number 4 in the comments if you don't know when you're going to retire. If you don't know when you're going to retire, type a number 4. So now, I want you to think about this. Once again, this is an up close and personal. Application that you can apply to your life. And it asks you the first question. What's the least amount of monthly income you desire at retirement? Now, that's going to be a hard question to answer if you don't understand finances. And I'm not just talking about finances in the traditional sense. Yes, we know how to spend money, but there are some other elements that are going to involve answering the question of how much money we want at retirement. We have to factor in inflation. Inflation is the rise in the cost of goods and services. And inflation right now is at approximately 3%, a little bit over 3%. That means that 3% of every dollar that you make, they're taking 3 pennies out. It's not valued at $3. It's not valued at $1. It's valued at 97 cents. That's if you look at today. not how much the dollar value has gone down over the years. So let's just say that the dollar value, you may see a dollar, but the dollar value, it may be 70 cents. It may be 75 cents. So now on every 75 cents that you have valued in your hands, inflation is eating away at that at 3%. Now let's go ahead and go forward. Inflation doubles every 20 years. So if inflation doubles every 20 years, you have to accommodate how much money I'm going to want at retirement. So if you want to retire in 20 years, for example, so we're gonna answer number 2 first. When do you want to retire? For this example, we're going to say 2044. Excuse me, 2044. That's 20 years from now. Now, as we factor in how much money we want at retirement, we have to think about, we want to ensure that we're going to be debt free. We're going to be debt free. Our taxes are going to be minimized. We're going to be increasing our cash flow as much as we can. We're going to have as much money as we can. We want to make sure that debt is not eating away at our money. So let's just say, for this example, Willie says that I want to have $10,000 a month at retirement. Now, Willie, right now, Willie is approximately 40 years young. Okay. Willie is approximately 40 years young. And Willie has been working for about, I would say, 20 years. So Willie has been getting statements every year from the Social Security Administration telling him how much money he's expected to get at retirement for Social Security, excuse me. And right now, the current amount that Willie is supposed to be getting for Social Security is approximately $1,200. Now, we know that there may not be any Social Security there when Willie retires or when he is eligible for Social Security, but we're just going to go by what he says. Okay, what it says. Now, number 4 says, what's the approximate value of your investment portfolio right now? Talking about mutual funds, 401ks, IRAs, if you're a teacher, a 403b, a 457 plan. What is your approximate value of your investment portfolio right now? Well, Willie, he kind of doesn't really have any investments. He doesn't understand it. He's never had an opportunity to get anything started, so he doesn't have anything invested. And once again, as the young lady stated, she said, sounds like the majority of people situation. This again sounds like the majority of people's situation. Okay, so now, doesn't have anything invested. How much money do you currently invest in long-term savings? Nothing. Willie doesn't invest anything in long-term savings. How much money do you have set aside for emergencies? Excuse me, I skipped one. How much additional money could you invest in long-term savings right now? Well, Willie doesn't know. He doesn't have any idea because he's never experienced this. So number 4, number 5, and number 6 are 0. And that's a culture shock. That's an emotional shock. That is a reality check for a lot of people. Okay. That's a reality check for a lot of people. So now, what I want you to think about is this. If Willie does not have any investments right now, if Willie is not investing anything right now, well, long-term would be stocks. CDs are not considered long-term. CDs have a shorter term turnaround. Stocks can be long-term, but depends on how long you keep your stocks in there. So when we're talking about investments, we're talking about, once again, mutual funds, 401ks, things that you have set up for long-term returns, not a quick short-term gain. Okay. So number 4, number 5, and number 6 is going to be $0. Now, how much money do you have set aside for emergencies? You need at least 6 months of living expenses. The pandemic, Bitcoin is not an investment. Bitcoin is an asset. Okay. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is not an investment. It's an asset. How much money do you have set aside for emergencies? Once again, in this case, the answer is $0. Now, do you feel you currently have a plan in place to accomplish your retirement goal in the desired time? The answer is no. I appreciate everybody's responses and comments. Guys, this is a business page. If you guys are interested in connecting with us, our company's name is National Business Builders. I'm a financial strategist, and I am currently sharing with you a financial planning tool that you can actually access after the call, okay? And I'll be here to answer any questions that you may or may not have. So now, the next thing, and if you watch the video from the beginning, the next thing is the debt elimination. Debt elimination. The one thing I like about this system is that it allows you to input all of the debt that you have. Everybody's situation is going to be different. So right here where it says add another debt, it's going to allow you to add more debt. So once I click add another debt, I'm going to adjust the screen again because we're doing this example for Willie Wealth, and we're going to only add 3 debts right now, okay? And I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger again. So now we're just going to do some generic debts. Willie has a mortgage. Well, actually, he has a Visa. That's the first one pop up. He has a car, and he has a mortgage. Now, his Visa, he owes $8,000 on his Visa. His minimum monthly payment is $200 a month. Remember, guys, this is just an example. His car, his balance is $25,000. He owes his monthly payment is $500 a month. Okay. Mortgage, $1,200. Excuse me. $200,000 is what he owes. His monthly payment is $1,200 a month. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little tricky because some people think, I don't want to say think, some people are confused by debt versus expenses. Just because something comes or is due monthly, that does not mean that it is an expense. A debt is anything that can be paid off. A monthly recurring expense, it's going to come regardless. You're not going to pay off your light bill. You're not going to pay off your water bill. You can pay it up, but you can't pay it off because as long as you're using that service, then you're going to have that expense. Okay. So now those are Willie's monthly expenses, monthly debt. We're going to scroll down to the recurring expenses. And before we do anything for the recurring expenses, there's a blurb right here. And it says, if saving on consumer spending would help you get on the road to reaching your financial goals, would you be willing to look at some possible areas to save? If yes, look at the list below and make conservative estimates of potential savings. This is actually the second step of beginning to create a budget or preparing for a budget. Now, this is the first time, guys, you heard me say anything about a budget. We're doing a financial plan. A budget goes inside of a financial plan. When you look at your expenses, you can actually control your expenses. You can. We can control how much money we spend on subscriptions, on advertisements, on any services. We can decide what we pay for. And a lot of people do things out of comfort. As I add more expenses, we're going to put probably about 5 on here, okay? Many people pay for things out of comfort. But just know that we can control how much monthly expenses we have. That is the facts, okay? So now, the first expense is going to be a cell phone. Well, we'll do utilities. Utilities are going to cover water, electric, and gas, if that is what you have. Just in this example, this is covering Willie's water, electric, and gas. Then we have internet. Internet is going to cover internet / cable. Okay. And then we have, let's see what else we have. We have cell phone. Okay. We also have memberships. So that's membership / subscriptions. And then last but not least, we're going to do entertainment. Now we know we have car insurance. We have all these things. We know that, but this is just an example. Okay. So now look at the utilities. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and add that last one. We're going to add car insurance. So now we have 6 expenses. Everybody's going to be different. That's what makes this so great of a software, is because it's going to actually allow you to create something specifically for you. All right. That's what makes this such a great software. So now, utilities. Let's say that between his gas, his electric, and his water, he's paying $500 a month. Between his internet and his cable, he's paying $250 a month. Cell phone, $150. Memberships, he's got about $100 in memberships and subscriptions. Entertainment, Willie's going out and entertaining himself at $200 per month. And then car insurance, I'm going to say $250 a month. Now, this may not be everybody. Remember, you're going to be able to create a plan specifically for yourself. This may not be the most exciting thing, the most exciting training that you see. This may not be in comparison to somebody writing down a budget and showing you how you can save all this money. But this is a long-term plan, a financial plan. And without a financial plan, a budget is obsolete. A budget is just going to get you day to day, month to month, year to year. But without a financial plan and without a goal and an objective, you're just telling your money what you're going to spend it on. Okay. This is a little bit more serious than a budget. So now let's see, because we read this and said, hey, if saving on consumer spending could help get you on the road to reaching your financial goals, would you be willing to look at some possible areas to save? Willie said yes. So what we're doing is we're going to look at these utilities. Willie's going to commit to changing his light bulbs to the energy efficient light bulbs. He's also going to commit to making sure that he takes shorter showers. He's going to commit to not leaving lights on in the house. He's going to change his air filters on a regular basis. He's going to save water, save gas, and save electricity. So Willie's going to be able to cut his cost about $100 between the 3 bills. Okay. His new monthly cost is going to be $400, and he's going to cash flow save $100. Now, for his internet/cable, we know that there's a lot of people who have the combination. They have the package. They sold you on the idea of the package. You get the cable, you get the internet, and you get a phone line for this package deal. And it's just too good to pass up, right? Well, I'm in the saving mode. I'm in the changing my life mode. And no matter how good that deal is, all I need is internet. I'll stream some television. I just want internet. I want a high-speed internet, and I'm going to take all of this off the table. I don't need any cable. I'm cutting the wires. And now my new bill is $100 a month. Excuse me. I put that in the wrong area. My new monthly cost is $100 a month. I just saved $150. Okay. So the cell phone, I can actually look at all the bells and whistles that I have and still keep the same great cell phone coverage. I can tell them, hey, listen, I've been a customer for years. They can give me a savings discount, and I can possibly save, I'll say, $25. Okay. All right. $25. You just cut the bathroom lights off. That little refrigerator light too. Yeah. So this is the cash flow manager program. If you're just jumping on, we're talking about a financial planning tool. I will show you how you can get access to this cash flow strategist software. I'll show you how to get access to this after this training. Okay. So just saved the $25 for the phone bill. Memberships. This is one of the most important things that you can think about. How many people are paying for memberships that they don't use? It could be a gym membership. You could have not paid attention, and now you go from paying $7.99 a month in Netflix or $14.99 a month in Netflix, and now you're paying $22.99. Streaming TV is going to be less expensive. We know we want entertainment, but we got all these memberships that we're not using because we're at work all the time. So now, this is where we talk about, this is kind of like the beginning of that budget that I was talking about. We need to have this in place so we can actually start to create that discipline. So we got $100 in memberships. We're going to cut that $100 in memberships down to 30, down to $40 in memberships. Okay, $40 in memberships. We just saved $60. Entertainment. Willie goes out and he eats out on a regular basis. Okay. Of course, I didn't put all of the expenses that anybody can possibly have. I would be here all day. But Willie goes out and Willie says, you know what? I know I'll go out and I enjoy myself, but I'm going to cut my expenses in half and my entertainment is going to be cut in half. So I'm just going to spend $100 a month on entertainment. Car insurance. Little things for our car insurance, like I have a full-size vehicle, but if I were to need to get my car repaired for any reason, for any extended period of time, I don't need to pay for insurance rental for a full-size vehicle. That can save me money. I can look at my deductible. I can talk to the insurance company and say, hey, I'm a loyal customer. I hadn't had any accidents. I hadn't claimed anything. That can actually bring your insurance payment down. So let's say bring that insurance payment down to approximately $150 a month because you have done some things. Okay. So now all these numbers in the right column, $100, $150, $25, $60, $100, $100. Those are savings. Willie just increased his cash flow by changing up some of the things that he did. He didn't give up anything. He just changed up some of the things that he did. So now, once you get this software, you're going to save and return to list. Now we know what we named it. We named it Retirement Freedom Goal. Now, here's the thing. Like I said before, when we first got started, A was where we typed in our information. B allows us to further refine the cash flow strategist by changing any preferences, savings, business income, debt reduction, and investing. Okay. So now I'm going to select B since we input all the information. Now, before we go any further, it automatically gives us a rate of return for investing. This is at 8%. I always change this to 12%. Now, everybody's situation is different. I don't know what type of return you're getting on your money, but I changed it to 12% for a reason. So we're going to save and return to list. Once we go back, we're going to go back into B, and it's going to show you everything that you put in. Remember, Willie said that he wanted to retire in 2024. He also said that he wanted $10,000 a month at retirement. Once again, I stated that Willie is 40 years of age. He wants to retire in 2044. That's 20 years from now. He's just really starting. He's just grasping the concept that he needs to make some changes. So he said, I want to have $10,000 a month at retirement. Okay. Now that $10,000 a month, of course, in 20 years is not going to have the same spending power that it has right now. But Willie believes that that's going to be enough for him in this situation. He's projected to get $1,200 a month in Social Security. Okay. Now that could change. He could not get anything. However, that's what his paperwork is saying. So we input that. Now, hopefully, absolutely. So what we did was we took the $10,000 that he says he wants, subtracted the $1,200 a month that he's going to be getting projected. And now he needs to come up with $8,800. How's he going to do that? Because see, now his projected net dollar amount needed to reach his desired income goal is $880,000. Now I want you to think about something. At $880,000, he's not going to live off of the $880,000. He's going to live off of 12% a year of the $880,000 because that's an investment. That's his investment. Okay. Now, yeah, we're going to talk about the reducing of the taxes more. Okay. But now here's the thing. He doesn't have any assets right now. Willie does not have any investments. He never understood it. So he never thought about it. He doesn't have any investments. So he still needs $880,000 to reach his retirement freedom goal. All right. So now how much money does Willie need to invest to build that retirement freedom goal at 12% return on his money? This system calculated $889.56 that he has to invest every month. Now, because he's not investing anything, he still needs the full $889.56. Now, here's the deal. Once we scroll up, it says, hey, use the 3 smart cash flow strategies to acquire the monthly cash flow needed to attain your financial success. That's in line 9. Cash flow is the amount of money that you have left over after all the expenses are paid. So I'm going to talk to Willie and say, listen, Willie, you got to start a home-based business. You got to start a home-based business, man. If you start a home-based business, you give yourself a better opportunity to make more money. Okay, you say you want to increase your income. We're going to help you to increase your revenue instead. Income is work, revenue is business. So let's say that Willie starts off. And Willie is making $100 a month in business. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you don't need a lot for a home-based business. You need strategies. And this is where a lot of people fall off, okay? Now, Willie's working a job, and Willie corrects his W-4. He was overpaying taxes previously, but he corrected his W-4. And by correcting his W-4, Willie was able to bring back $250 a month to his paycheck. That's huge, because from the business income, the projected business income that he has, plus the $250 per month that he has from increasing his take-home pay, that's $350 that he just cash flowed. That's major. Now, let's take a look at his expenses. When we got started, Willie had $1,450 in monthly expenses, okay? Willie said, hey, let me take a look at what I'm doing. Let me see if I can reduce some of this stuff. And he did. He was able to get his monthly expenses down to $915 a month just by changing the way he thinks about his money. His new cash flow that he saved is $535 plus the $350 that he saved or that he's getting from possible business income and the $250 from correcting his W-4. Remember, this is all an example, guys. All an example. So now, let's set up the debt elimination. So now that Willie has $885, he needs $889, but he has $885. He can either use this money and start investing right away. He can use this money and give himself a little pocket change, or he can use this money and he can start an emergency fund. So what we're going to do in this example, we're going to split this money up, okay? Willie is a man. He's a person. He's a human being. He's got things he wants to do. So he's going to need some pocket change. So let's just take this. We're going to put $85 in his personal use. We're going to take $300 and put towards his emergency fund, okay? And then we're going to take the remainder, which is going to be $500, and put towards debt elimination, because Willie's also concerned about debt elimination. Every time we change or add something, we scroll to the bottom and we save and we return to list. Okay. So now we're going to select our letter B again, make this a tad bit bigger. Nothing else has changed here. Nothing's changed here. The only way this changes is if we change the percentage of return on our investment. So we're going back to here. So these are the numbers that we put in here. He's got $85 a month for personal use, $300 a month going to his emergency fund, and $500 a month that's going to his investments. Okay. So now Willie has a Visa. Willie has a Visa where he owes $8,000. His monthly payment right now is $200 a month. When he adds that $500, okay, when he has his, well, we don't have that. Hold up. Let me see. I got to change this. Well, let's go ahead and go with this example. He's not doing anything to add money to his debt right now. He's just going to keep on paying his debt. And by 182 months, he'll be out of debt in 2039. Okay. Once he's out of debt in 2039, he has $1,900 available total to invest. And I'll show you another example. So remember, Willie started with nothing. But when he started to change the way he thought, he was able to take $500 a month to invest into his retirement. By 2039, Willie was debt-free. By 2039, Willie had $255,000, almost $256,000 in his investment account. He said that he wanted to retire by 2044. Okay, so let me make this a tad bit smaller so you guys can see this. Willie needed $880,000 to retire to reach his financial freedom goal. At 2044, where he wanted to retire, he had $660,000 in his retirement account. By 2045, he had $774,000, almost $775,000. And by 2046, he had reached his retirement freedom goal, two years off. So the only time, and that's one example. Are you looking to get out of debt, or are you looking to be able to live for the rest of your life? It's totally your choice. See, most people are only concerned about getting out of debt. And because they are only concerned about getting out of debt, they start investing late. You can divide this $885 up how you see fit. Now, this is just one example. So now I'm going to go back up and I'm going to show you how Willie could get out of debt simultaneously. Because no matter what I say in any of these examples, you're going to have your own personality, your own thought process, and we're going to have our own thought process and our own mindset. So I'm going to say $200 is going to go to the $200 is going to go to the investments. $300 is going to go to the emergency fund. Matter of fact, we're going to take the emergency fund down as well to $200 a month. $200 a month going to the emergency fund, $85 going to his pocket, $200 going to investments. So that means that Willie's going to have $400 to pay off debt. So we're going to go down here and we're going to add this save it and return to list. And we're going to talk about that scenario just because in my opinion, my professional opinion, there's a lot of people who are more concerned about getting out of debt than living a better life. So once again, it's changed. Willie now has $400 to apply to his debt reduction. Okay. He has an $8,000 balance on his Visa. His current payment is $200 a month. He's going to add that additional $400 to his $200, which is $600 new payment. He'll be out of debt in 14 months. That should get you excited because that gets people excited. Now he has $600 cash available to go towards his car note. His current payment is $500. His new payment, once he adds that, is going to be $1,100. He's going to get out of debt in 23 months for his car note. Has it paid off? Once again, people are getting excited when they pay off debt. You now have $1,100 to add toward that mortgage. Your new payment is $2,300. You're debt-free in 87 months. A total of 124 months, you're debt-free. You now have $2,300 available to invest. Now, remember, you're getting out of debt and investing simultaneously. All that money is going to debt elimination. I want you to see this. He still didn't reach his goal by 2044. He still didn't reach his goal by 2044. Him getting out of debt, him using that money to get out of debt faster, didn't help him to reach his retirement freedom goal. So let me go ahead and end my YouTube, guys. Give me 1 second. Thank you all for jumping on. I appreciate you jumping on and seeing this YouTube. I hope it made sense to you. Guys, my name is Eric, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina. This is National Business Builders, and I'm the financial strategist. If you like what you saw, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can actually look at the description in the look at the links in the description if you're ready to get started with your financial plan. It's really quite simple once you start understanding how to apply this to your life. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I will see you all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.